welcome again to Fox Comics and Games in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. And we are unpacking this week's comic book order, and it is the week of February 20th. That's when these will go on sale, is Wednesday the 20th of February. First up, we have some Star Wars bookends from a company called Stoneworks. They're very nice, very heavy. One bookend per box, and you can get either Darth Vader or Stormtroopers. There's only 500 of each one of these made, so they're very, very cool, very collectible, pretty badass to have. And so we're tickled to death that we got some. So we have those. Then we also have some of the new mini heroes for Deadpool. We had some of those that came in today. And then some of the Pezzas that came in today, we're using Robin as an example to show of some of the Pezzas that arrived today. Oh, now, up next, we have comic books. And we're going to start with Marvel with issue 1 of The Amazing Nightcrawler, part of their Age of X-Men tie-ins. And that looks like kind of a strange book, but it looks pretty inviting. Then next up from Vertigo, we have issue 4 of American Carnage. And that has been going pretty well here at the store. DC is up next with issue 45 of Aquaman. And as we always do, the variant covers. There's a beautiful variant cover of Aquaman issue 45. Then next up from Marvel, we have issue 15 of The Avengers. And then as we always do, we show the variant covers, and that was a contender for this week's best cover of the week. Didn't quite get there, but it was in the running. A beautiful cover of Captain Marvel. Next up, we have issue 2 of Avengers No Road Home. DC is up next with another The Price tie-in, The Price of Vengeance. And this is issue 65 of Batman. And then again, the variant cover for issue 65 of Batman. Image Publishing is up next with issue 4 of Bitter Root. Sounds like I'm thinking Boom Studios will be up next with issue 7 of Black Badge, kind of Boy Scouts gone bad. Kind of an interesting tale there. Then Marvel will be up next with issue 4 of Black Order. And then also from Marvel, we have issue 2 of Black Widow. And then from Titan Comics, we have issue 9 of Bloodborne. DC brings us issue 8. I think this is going to be 12 total. But it is issue 8 of Catwoman. And then, as we always do, we show the beautiful variant cover for issue 8 of Catwoman. Then next up from Zenoscope, we have the comic book Conspiracy. And I believe that is issue 13, if I'm not mistaken, but don't hold me to that. It should be on the cover, but I don't see it, so we'll keep moving. DC is up next with issue 14 of Damage, or as the French say, Damage. And then Marvel would be up next with Doctor Strange, and that's a great cover as well. It made our top 5. An exciting day at Fox's. Issue 41 of Jonathan Hickman's East of West, hopefully indicating that they're back for another extended run here for a bit. We missed that book a great deal. Then next up from Image Publishing, issue 5 of Errand Boys. And speaking of Image Publishing in issue 5, we also got in issue 5 of X or Sisters. Speaking of Marvel in issue 2, we got in issue 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy with a beautiful Thanos cover. Again, in our top 5, didn't quite make it the best cover, but was a beautiful, beautiful cover. Vertigo is up next with issue 1 of a new launch called High Level. That's what Mr. Fox has been accused of operating on, as a high level. And beautiful variant cover for that. Really, really cool looking. Again, made our top 5 covers. What could have made cover of the week, but didn't, and then fell out of the top 5, was issue 1 of Hulk Verines. Next up from Valiant Publishing, we have issue 1 of Incursion. Highly anticipated Andy Diggle book. Very hopeful for Incursion. And that's the beautiful looking variant for Incursion number 1. Dynamite is up next. And they have issue 4 of James Bond 007. And then we have from Archaea Publishing, Jim Henson's Beneath the Dark Crystal, issue 7. And then from DC, we have issue 18 of Justice League. And it looks like that's part of the Legions of Doom. And our, as we always do, our habit is to show you the variant covers. There's the variant cover of Justice League 18. Also in our top 5 covers of the week. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Marvel, calling back to some of their early days, is releasing issue 1 of Love Romances. And if you've never read some of the old Marvel comics, that some of these, they are hysterical. And I would recommend finding them in your good local comic shops. Next up from Dynamite Publishing, again in our top 5 covers of the week, issue 5 of Mars Attacks. And speaking of being in our top 5 covers of the week, Scotty Young and Image Publishing bring us issue 4 of Middle West. Then up next from Marvel, we have Miles Morales, Spider-Man, issue 3, with a great cover. One of Mr. Fox's favorite characters, Rhino, on the cover of this. Then next up from Image Publishing, we have issue 20 of the very successful, very well received Monstrous. DC is up next with issue 2 of Brian Michael Bendis' Naomi. DC is up again with issue 57 of Nightwing. Great cover on that, again in our top 5 covers. As was their variant, just absolutely gorgeous. This was runner-up to cover of the week. Really, really close voting this week. Next up from Marvel, we have issue 2 of Old Man Quill. And I know a lot of you out there are thinking, I know what cover of the week's going to be. I know what it's going to be. It's going to be Thor. Well, you're just going to have to wait and see. Next up from Image Publishing, we have issue 7 of Outpost Zero. And then from Marvel, we have issue 5 of Return of Wolverine. And again, one of the covers in our top 5, Return of Wolverine variant cover for issue 5. Gorgeous. And continuing the theme of books that have restarted, like East of West, this week and got us all very excited here at Fox's, we're going to give cover of the week honors to Rick Remender and Image Publishing's 7 to Eternity, and that's issue 13. It's probably not the best drawn cover of the week or the prettiest cover, but it's pretty to us because it signifies that Rick Remender is back to working on this book again, and that has all of us quite excited. Speaking of excited, Image Publishing #1 alert. Mark Millar's Sharky the Bounty Hunter issue 1 drops tomorrow. And that's the regular cover, which is fantastic. One of the variant covers, which is also fantastic. Another one of the variant covers, which is truly fantastic. Another variant cover, which is honestly just fantastic. And then Another variant cover, which is pretty cool. And then yet another variant cover, which is fantastic, which is way better than the blank variant cover. So all of those are available at Fox's. First come, first serve. We make you wrestle to get our variant covers. Next up from Marvel, we have issue 5 of Shuri. Also from Marvel, and also issue 5, Star Wars Solo. A lot of people scream that at Mr. Fox when he's playing the bass. Solo, solo. They do that all the time. DC Publishing is up next with issue 27 of Teen Titans. And as we always do, there is the issue 27 Teen Titans variant cover. And then next up from Dark Horse, we have issue 3. I think there's 4 total of this. The Terminator Sector War. Then up from IDW, we have issue 10 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Urban Legends. And they're welcoming us to Chicago. And you can tell they're in Chicago because they have guns drawn. And next up from Marvel, we have issue 12 of Uncanny X-Men, which could have been in the top 5 for best covers, but the art was bad. And then next up from Marvel, we have issue 11 of Donny Cates' Venom, which if you're not reading that, jump on this. He has been doing a great job with it. And then kind of a little bit of what I would take as being a Watchmen kind of takeoff. Venom issue 11 variant cover. And then another variant cover which did make our top 5 covers of the week. Then next up from DC, we have The Wildstorm issue 20 by Warren Ellis. Has been a very consistently good book. Next up, issue 3 out of 4 of The Witcher of Flesh and Flame, getting ready for the Netflix series. Then next up from Marvel, Wolverine Infinity Watch issue 1, and it did make our top 5 covers. Although this one did not. That variant cover did not. Nor did this one. But that first one certainly did. Then next up from Valiant, we have issue 24 of Matt Kent's Exo Man of War. And those of you who have Exo Man of War on your pull list, first, that's the variant cover. That's also in our top 5 covers of the week. As is the pre-order bundle cover. This is the cover you get if it's on your pull list. It has more pages of content for the exact same price. Great value. That is this week's comics at Fox Comics and Games at beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. We hope you can get in on Wednesday, February 20th and buy some of this stuff.